If you're in search of some better performance for your 2022 or newer Tundra, this AFE Momentum GT Cold Air Intake with the Pro Dry S filters in black will be a great mod to check out. Now this will be great for the Tundra owner who is not only looking for some better airflow for better performance, but also filtration if you're looking to keep the air going into your motor cleaner with a high quality setup that you can count on. Now speaking of the filters here, this system will be great for easy maintenance, for long lasting performance if you're tired of replacing your factory filter and want a system that you can clean and reuse. Now I would also recommend this to the Tundra owner who wants a little more protection to the filters inside of their engine bay compared to some other heat shield options, especially if they're taking their truck off-road in some wetter climates. Now, I would also like to mention that this will not be CARB certified, so do keep that in mind while you are taking a look into this intake. Now this will get rid of a lot of that factory restriction, outflowing it by 11% with a dyno tune and proven 13 horsepower gain and 17 pound-feet of torque gain. Now the star of the show here is the Pro Dry S filters, which will not only help the additional airflow, but they're also going to be reusable, so you don't have to worry about replacing it every couple thousand miles or so like the factory one. Now the housing will also have a clear sight window up at the top to keep an eye on your filter for maintenance without having to disassemble the entire system, and this will also noticeably increase your turbo noise as well as that sporty feel to your Tundra while offering a better look underneath the hood with well-fitting and high-quality components. Now getting into the construction and the breakdown of this kit, starting off with the filter here, this will be AFE's 3-layer synthetic media filter, which will offer good efficiency and a high dust hold capacity. Now this will also include 2 one-piece housings made of a heat-resistant cross-linked polyethylene material, so you can ensure that these will remain heat-soak free and incredibly durable underneath the hood. Now the same materials go for the CAD design intake tubes, and another call out here is that this thing will be big and unobstructed. Even though it is a little bit shorter in design, it is going to be a lot bigger than the factory one, which will streamline all of that airflow going into the intake system. Not to mention, this will have all stainless steel clamps and silicone couplers for a reliable and a straightforward installation. And what I think is really cool about this system is the look of the top of these boxes here. This is going to just add that extra flair that you may be looking for underneath your hood. Now this will be more of a premium choice at roughly $675 when it comes to price. Now what I will say is that you're getting excellent quality with durable materials that you can count on while getting some pretty solid gains out of an intake system. Now not to mention the unique look underneath the hood with the tire tread design on top that I mentioned really adds some character to the build compared to some other more simplistic choices. Now I think if you've got the extra cash to spend on a high quality dry filter system to get the most out of your intake, then this is going to be a great choice. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you roughly 30 minutes to get the job done with some pretty basic hand tools. At this point, we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of what that install looks like step by step and how to get this onto your Tundra at home. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The tools you're going to need for this install include an electric or regular 3/8 ratchet, a 10mm socket, an 8mm swivel socket, a T20 torque socket, a 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a clip removal tool. What's up guys? Today we're going to be installing a set of intakes on our Tundra, so let's get started. Alright guys, so the first step of the uninstall, we're going to grab a Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 2 screws for our mass airflow sensor. So now we can grab our Phillips head screwdriver and remove these 2 screws. Now once your 2 screws are removed, you're going to grab a clip removal tool and we're going to remove this clip. Once that's out of place, you can just pull up and now your mass airflow sensor is removed. Now once your clip is removed, we can just pull out of our mass airflow sensor and set it to the side. Next we're going to grab a 10mm socket and loosen up our 2 clamps. Then once those are off, we can disconnect this hose to our intake. And pull off from the other side. And our last step for the uninstall, we're going to remove our air box. All we got to do is lift up and get the pins out of the rubber grommets here. And once your side is done, you can repeat that process on the other side, and now your uninstall is complete. All right guys, moving on to the install, we have to swap over our rubber grommets over to our new airbox. So all you gotta do is use your fingers and pull out the grommets. There's one in the front and two in the back. And just swap that over. All you gotta do is insert and press in. All right, and then next, we're gonna install our air filter. All you gotta do is slide it in the large hole in the air box and press in. Now it's locked in place. Now you can repeat this process for the other air box, and now we can get this onto the vehicle. So before we drop our air box into the engine bay, we gotta throw on our gasket for the air duct. So the only thing you gotta do here is peel off the backing. Make sure that's lined up. Peel that off. Get that lined up. Press it in. Now we can come over to here and install our bung. So the only thing we gotta do is slide this in, making sure that this ridge is in the middle of our plastic. Go. Now we can drop this into the vehicle. So now we're gonna line up our rubber grommets with the metal pins. Like so. All right, next step, we're gonna have to grab our intake boot and our clamp. We're gonna slide that over our boot. We're gonna slide it over our intake pipe. Gonna slide that all the way in. Then we can grab an 8mm swivel socket, and we're gonna lightly tighten this down. Make sure we don't tighten it all the way so we have room for movement. Next will be our intake pipe. We're gonna slide our clamp over the air filter. Slide our first end into here. And we're gonna bend it into our air filter. Like so. So before we tighten our clamps down, you're going to make sure that everything is rotated and fitting correctly. Now you can grab an 8mm swivel socket and tighten down our clamps. So now we can reinstall our mass airflow sensor. We're just going to slide that into the slot, and we're going to thread in our included bolts. Now you can take a T20 Torx socket and tighten these two down. And now you can repeat this process on the other side, and your install is complete. So that's going to wrap up the install on our AFE Momentum GT cold air intake with ProDry S filters in black for your 22 and newer Tundra. Thanks for watching, and for all things Tundra, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.